Hello, I will show you now some different cool things that exist in Inventor, and you can find them within the assembly file. So if you save file as this will be problem 16. So you can say problem 16. But maybe it will be better because it's assembly if we can make another folder for that. So it will be problem 16 assembly. And within that one, you can say problem 16, assemblify. And you can put your name there. So I want to show you how you can import hex bolt, how you can modify hex bolt. And for this, we will access there are different features that we have under design option here. So you see, instead of placing components, we can also place from content center. So if you click on the place from the content center, you can access a bunch of different standard parts. So you see, same ways when we had place from the CAD file, logic components, and you can go under cable harnesses, but you can also try to see what kind of fasteners we have. So if you click on fasteners and maybe try to find some existing bolts, and then maybe for the specific one, heavy hex bolt. So if we go hex, you can look around where exactly that is. So here, it's under bolts, and you see bolts, and under hex flanged. So you see you can find different options. So for example, if we click there, you will see we have exactly different ones. So click on the fasteners, bolts, hex head, flanged, and under these, they want heavy hex bolt. So you just search for the heavy hex, heavy hex bolt. So you see we have heavy hex flange screw metric, and there's different in inches. So for example, if we get one of them, we will pull Excel file of these. It will ask us, I used to work in a company where we were making these standard parts, and what you actually do, you draw something, and then you know all the dimensions you have there, and you program, you have some kind of Excel spreadsheet that you do, and then when you do this, you just select which one you want. So you see, I didn't select the right one, the right kind, but we can go try to find where's the one that they are using, because in that way we will see the, so you see this one is metric, that's not the right. So if I go to hex head, let me see, yeah, it looks like maybe one of these, heavy hex bolt inch. So I just need simple like that, heavy hex bolt inch, heavy hex bolt metric, heavy hex bolt inch. So yeah, I spotted it here. Okay, so I'm going there, and then it should look like, yeah, what we see in the book. So we will click on 1 and 1/8, okay? And then we will click, this is my thread description in inches, and then I go to my nominal length will be 3 inches, and we will select thread type UNC. And then that will be what we want, leave and standard and all of that. And then we're getting our thread. So you see, and now because this is assembly, I need to click somewhere where exactly I want it. So you just click somewhere. You see now, and we have multiple options. You can make more of them, or you can hit escape, and we put one of them. And you see here, you have different information about it. So you see it has different parts, different the way we generated it. And this is like cosmetic thread. It's not actual thread. It's like a picture that looks like a thread. And then if you want to change something, you will go on you know, your part, and you will say here, change size. If you, you know, change your mind and like, that's not exactly what I wanted, maybe I would like to switch to something else, and you can easily change your file. And you know, this is one way how you can create thread. And look, you can go view, you can do visuals, and we don't do drawings for threads. We will just put them in assembly, but we will not make a separate drawing for standard parts. We just buy them. So, you know, don't make drawing for this. Just do one explode PDF and save that. You don't need to do 2D drawing for anything that is standard part. And you know, if you need more of these, you go back to assembly and you go place from the content center, and you can explore all kinds of different things you can get. You can get different nuts, you can do pins, you can do all kinds of different things. And all these are all real standard parts that you can purchase. You know, and this is basically the standard. You see all of them have some kind of standard that this is coming with. And also there's another way how you can get, if you go to McMaster catalog, and you can go and try to find screws and fasteners on their website. So for example, we're like on the page where we have all these standard parts. So you see the thread that we found, it's actually really the real thread that we have. So if you have here, if we go, you know, hex head, any of these, you can actually go to find exactly what you want. So for example, we're in the fasteners, and if we want to say hex head, you know, you can search, you can do find hex head. You see, it will give us hex head screws. We can easily find them. And let's say you want to find high strength grade 8 steel screw. So basically you go there, you have all the standard information about these, and you know, you can see whatever you can buy from them. And for example, if you want to find one that is 5/16 to 18th, so you will like try to find exactly the size that they were. Let me see which one they said. High strength and then fully threaded. Okay, so we're going to fully threaded. I clicked on fully threaded to switch there. And now some of them are 2 inches. So the length, you see, this is different sizes. And they say 5/6. 5 divided by 35. And you know, here you can see actually all the standards that are industrial standards that you can really purchase the real thread. So, you know, you can see all different sizes that we have. So if you scrolls, like if try find, you see there's zinc flake, they're all different ones. So you see the one they're saying is 5 divided by 16-18. So you see I found here 5 divided by 16-18, and they want 2 inches. So I'm not seeing here where's 2 inches, but you see, you can see everything about all of these threads. So for example, if you go here, you want to buy it, you go there, and if you want to get the CAD drawing of it, you would actually select your part, and you can get, for example, because I'm not seeing the Inventor one, but some of these are like just generic ones. Like DXF will be more 2D drawing, but if you want a 3D model, you might try some neutral one like STEP or IGs. So let's see which one are they telling us. So you know, we can get some of these, and we can get our part. So you see, for example, if you go to product detail, you can get all different information about this part. You see, we have even the drawings, how it really looks, and you can see, you know, size, and you can get all the standard, all the real information that you want to do. And you see, if you using SolidWorks, they have a catalog that comes with it that you can use to pre-order. But you know, if you want to download the CAD file for this, you would go maybe, you know, try downloading IG's download, and you can try to download the step file. You know, some of these are neutral files. And look, you can see all 2D drawing, everything that you need about any of these standard parts. And then what is neat, so you see the one we selected, that's also one of these standard parts. But if I would like to import the part, you might go maybe place, and I just don't want to show what I have in my download, so I'm in the other screen, but let me see if it will let me get that one. So I am there, and if I need to switch to all files when I'm doing it, and when I switch to all files, you see I'm in all files, and then I can try to open something, see if I can import. Yeah, so you see I got some small one, but I actually was able to import that as IG's files. You see, so this one is more realistic. I mean, it's not solid. IG's, you see, it's just surfaces we got from there, but you know, it will give you some idea how big is the other one that I got. So you see, it's smaller than that one, so I downloaded that directly. So, you know, if you use McMaster-Carr for purchasing your different ones, then you can get real SolidWorks or IGs, and when you go to download, you can open some of them, but you need to switch to all files. So you know, if I try to open and I'm there, you got to go to all files, and then you'll be able to find if you're if you have something else, you know, as if it's step file or anything else. And then everything we create, for example, I'm deleting this one because like if I have my bolt there, I can also open this as a separate file. Here it wants to save something. So I'm returning to my assembly, but if I'm in my bolt, I can say open. And you see now I'm just in the bolt file, I can save this. And please do this because usually when it creates it, it just stays on your computer. Somehow it's attached to the, and if you cannot find these bolts, please use Audio Move because the license we're paying has more features than the free license. So, you know, if you cannot find it, please use Audio Move, and you will be able to create your bolt right there. And then all the parts you create in Inventor, you always have option to go to export CAD format, and you can go here and switch from generic Inventor file, and you can also make step file or IDs file. So for example, if I say, look, I'm exporting this as step, you can get this to any other CAD software. So, you know, parts you made in one software, you can always import in another. So, and then if I want to import some of these parts, so you see I'm closing this, this is my part. And there, if I say, you know, place imported CAD files, and I can go to, you know, the step file. You see, I'm just importing the one I just made. I have some options there, and I can just make, this is imported. So you see, it's kind of a little bit different because it doesn't have this picture on it, but you know, they're the same size. So, but in this way, you can go to your manufacturer, you know, website, and you can download any different screws and you can get it there. So let me see if I can show you the one. So for example, if I place one that I have in downloads, so you know, I will need to switch to the all files so I can see it. So if I say place from imported CAD files, and I go to my downloads file, and then over there, you should be able to see the screw that I'm trying to import. And you see it's showing me different options that I can use. So you see that baby one, the small one that I use. And then when it comes inside, it's showing translucent. So if you right click and if you try to change, so you see, let me see, move the, so if I go there, right click under visibility, I don't know, transparent, try changing some of these settings. I'm not seeing translucent as the book says in the version of Inventor that I'm using, but probably there's another option for this. Maybe I need to go in the part. So if I say I'm right now in the part, so let me see if I will have it when I'm there. So it's showing me composite part, translucent. So you have to open a part, then you will have an option to switch it so it looks like a solid. Okay, so you have to be not an assembly. So you see, if I save this and I go back to the beginning, you see I will have that one. So you see I imported this one from McMaster. You see its colors are a little bit different, but still it's a solid 3D part that you can use for different things. So thank you for watching. You learned a little bit how to use you know, place from Content Center and how to get different ones. You can play with, getting some of these hex nuts or something. So, or with that catalog that I show you, you can maybe use one other thing. Look, I put a huge one, and if you like smaller one, you can change to the right. Look, change size. It's very easy to go pick smaller one and change. So if you can please learn a little bit about Content Center, especially when you're doing any kind of design work, it will really help you. And remember, you do not need to do 2D drawings for standard parts. We will just include them in assembly because we know what they are. We don't need to draw them there. That's usually not the practice. Thank you for watching this video.